because Ken broke up with her, but he never did. But
Wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're...
I'll give that movie a 2 out of 10 because it did tell a story, but like the Three Musketeers thing has been outdone. Mickey Mouse did it, other people have done it. It's just overdone. Perfect Christmas, Barbie. How many Barbie? How many we put out? We get it. We love Christmas. I didn't really care for this movie. 0 out of 10. Next movie, Puppy Chase. Also 0 out of 10. Did not care for this movie. Great Puppy Adventure. 0 out of 10. Didn't care for it. Skylight Adventure or Starline, whatever. So basically we get to see Barbie be into astronomy, like the planets, the stars, all that. I just didn't care for this movie, but the dress was pretty, so I'll give this movie a 3 out of 10. Spy Squad was about Barbie and her friends being spies and trying to get into the place. So yeah, Rockin' Royals. Alright, this is where the movies get kind of better. So Rockin' Royals was kind of like Camp Rock. It was these 2 girls named Princess Courtney and Erica. It's kind of like Princess and the Pauper and Princess and the Pop Star. I hope they don't ever put it out another movie like these again. Like we get it. You see the girls switch places and switch back. Like that idea is getting old and it is tired. So I give this movie a 5 out of 10. The next movie is Princess Power. I liked this movie, but I didn't like this movie because like you get to see Barbie be a superhero. This is like they started to veer away from the princess thing sort of, but it's a good movie. I give it like 6 out of 10. The next movie, I liked it because we learned that Blair Willis actually is a princess. She was working in a coffee shop, and this girl named Delancey was just dogging on her, dogging on her, and like we learned that she actually is a princess, and Delancey actually feels sorry at the end, and her mother is a big jerk. So there is that. Okay, so this next movie is actually Barbie Princess Adventure. That's the movie I was mentioning earlier, but my list numberings got messed up. But anyways, this is 26, Princess Adventure. So this movie is kind of to relate to the times of now. You know, how everybody's into YouTube. And they make Barbie a vlogger, and I guess she's taking the place of this princess, and then they switch back. I have not watched the whole thing because I'm actually watching it. I took a minute to like skim through it, but I kind of like it. I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. The next movie is Princess and the Pop Star. I did like this movie because the music was really good. Like, there's a camera, but they try to do the song from Princess and the Pauper, To Be a Princess Is, something like that. I didn't like their rendition of it, but it was nice to see them switch places and for Kiara and Tori to get to be in each other's like switch shoes. Dolphin, this movie I would give an 8 out of 10. Next movie, Dolphin Magic. Now I can't remember the names of the characters, but like we get to see Barbie and dolphins, and she's rescuing the dolphins or something like that. Overall, I would give this movie 5 out of 10, only because I can't remember the whole story. Next one, Pink Shoes. Pink Shoes was a really good movie. You got to see, they kind of brought Odette back from Swan Lake, but they brought back another character, and you see the girl, she puts on these pink shoes, and she gets to be in this whole different world. And when she takes off the shoes, it's like she's back in their world, and there's ballet, and as y'all may or may not know, I love ballet. Love it. The next movie is Video Game Hero. Oh, for Pink Shoes, I give that movie a 9 out of 10. Video Game Hero. We actually get to see Barbie be a gamer, and even though it was like past, you know, time should be watching it, I still watch it. We got to see her like make her own video game, and there was one thing I just didn't like. Why was there so much of a plug for Just Dance? Like, Just Dance was all over fluttered in that movie. It's like, y'all didn't really need to do that. But it was a good movie, and, you know, she gets to help people and all that stuff. So I would give this movie an 8 out of 10 only because there was too much emphasis on Just Dance. Like, that was not necessary at all. The next movie is Secret Door. So Alexa is a princess, and she loves to read all that stuff. She's not really into the princessy things, but she goes into this world and meets Romy Nori. And, you know, there's this little girl there who's like possessed or something, and she was the meanest little princess I ever seen, and she wanted everybody to do what she said. It's like, no, but I'll give this movie a 7 out of 10. The next one is Pearl Princess. I really like this one because it was like a different take. It was like a mix of one of the other movies that I can't remember right now, but Lumina dreams of being a princess, but she makes pearls, but she got taken away from her family, and kind of like Blair's story a little bit, but you know, she gets to be a princess at the end, and like whoever needed to get good riddance got good riddance. So I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. Next one would have to be Fashion Fairy Tale. I have not seen this movie in so long, but basically Barbie gets to go into Paris because she is mad because Ken broke up with her, but he never did, but that's what she thought it. And she gets to help in this fashion show. That sneeze. Fashion show. And I would basically give this movie, it was good at the time, but now when I look back on it, I would have to give this movie a 6 out of 10. Next one is Christmas Carol. Okay, it was my first time ever watching it. It was on Hulu. I don't think it's on there anymore, but it was a fairly good movie. We got to see the girl be really mean, and towards the end of the movie they show her the ghosts of past, and she becomes a better person. I would have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. The next one is Island Princess. Okay, so the next one is Island Princess with Ro and that annoying elephant. I know everybody would say, oh, she's cute, she's cute. She annoyed me, and she still annoys me every time I watch the movie. I actually watched the movie the other day, and what had annoyed me about her, not only was her voice, it was how she was acting when Ro found her husband. Like, she was acting like she was about to be replaced and everything. Like, no, girl, you was not about to be replaced. It's just Ro's getting older. You know, she can get married or do whatever she wants, and she thinks she was being replaced. Like, that elephant, go away. Some of the songs were good. Some of the goods were whatever. I found the animals kind of annoying in this movie. Like, I really did. But I would have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. The next movie is I'm in Castle. I guess I also forgot to do this one, but I love the music in this movie. I love the camaraderie of them, and they got into a little spat. They made it seem like a big spat, but it was just a little spat. I love that Catherine McPhee song, Connected, Connected. And the girl, why was she singing so extra in the mirror? She's like, believe that all you can be. Believe in yourself. Whatever you see, believe. And then the song is basically the key to get the castle back, and the castle's back. And actually in this movie, the girls didn't like the guys. I found that kind of weird, but yeah, I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. The next movie is Fairy Secret. Oh my goodness, I love this movie. It was, so Barbie and, you know, this girl was getting into it, and Ken got taken away by a fairy, and this fairy was a love spell got dropped on her, and she automatically fell in love with Ken, and Ken was not interested in getting married, and Barbie had to go up there with her little friend, and the two girls who they didn't think they were fairies, but they showed themselves to be fairies. And basically at the end of the movie, everything straightens itself out, and the princess gets the person who put potion on her. Overall, I would give this movie a 9 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with this movie. I love it. Next movie would have to be Mariposa and the Fairy Princess. This is actually the sequel to Mariposa. But I wasn't really feeling this movie like, oh, we get to see her Mariposa. She has her big, big wings because she didn't really have any, or she had some. I can't remember. But yeah, Mariposa became the royal ambassador of Flutterfield. And, you know, she goes to see Catania, or Katina, however you say it. And basically, Katina actually has a broken wing, and she helps her. But, yeah, I actually like the original more than this one. So I have to also give this one a 6 out of 10. So the next one is Barbie and a Mermaid Tale 2. We get to see Merlia. You know, I love this part. It's like it was in its original animation, and then the animation changed. I didn't really like the new animation, but it still made it for a new movie, a good movie. There is this Australian girl competing against her, and like she didn't like that Merlia was getting all the attention, so she took Merlia's necklace and became a mermaid herself. But everything straightened itself out. They got her on Isis to have legs, so that cow got exactly what she needed. Like, she got that. And overall, I would say this movie is actually an 8 out of 10 for me. So the next one is the Mermaid Tale 1 with Merlia, and she's just finding out about her, you know, her mermaid tail and all that. And she's basically saying she does not want to be a mermaid. She wants to surf because she is a surfer. But, you know, she wasn't really into the mermaid thing. But then she got to see her mom because she was living with her grandfather, so she never saw her mom. And like that, I always find that reuniting when a mom reunites with her daughter. This movie is actually a 10 out of 10 for me. The next one is Magic of the Rainbow. This is another one out of the Fairytopia series, and I actually think they could have kept going. Like, there was so many different, you know, little fairy portions that they actually could have went going. I could say there's few things I liked about the movie. Like, I liked how her wings changed into like a mermaid form. I mean, her wings changed into the rainbow. I would say that part at the end was my favorite. I did not like how Sunburst was treating what's her name, Alina. I didn't like how she was treating Alina. That's actually one of my favorite names out of all the movies. So there's that, but I just didn't like the way she was treating her. I found it messed up and wrong. And then Elena kind of gets a little crush on a guy. And Bibble, I love Bibble. I've done his voice before once, but I would have to actually watch the movie again to do it again. But yeah, I would have to say this one was the least favorite for me of the Fairytopias. So I give this one a 7 out of 10. Oh, so the next one is Mariposa. The original Mariposa. I love this one because Mariposa loved to read, and this is also the first Barbie movie where there was actually a different voice actor besides Kelly Sheridan. For me, she was the best voice for Barbie, but sadly, she does not voice her anymore. Somebody else voices her now. But yeah, she got to go on this adventure with her two bosses, I would say, and her wings just grew bigger. Like, that was pretty cool. The next one is Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. Oh, and for Mariposa, I would give that movie a 10 out of 10 also. For Dancing Princesses, Genevieve. I love that name. I love it. Like, I try to use it in my Sims, my books, whatever. It's a cute name. But she has 11 sisters, and with her included is 12. Their mother is gone, and there is this jerk of a villain. I forgot her name, but she has like the gray hair. I'll probably show a picture right here. But she has the gray hair and all that. I just didn't really care for her and her dumb bimbo sidekick. And, you know, the villain makes her dad sick. And, like, everybody's worried and concerned. But, you know, Genevieve and her sisters all want to escape. There was one sister liked the books, one sister liked horses. There was the triplets, the twins. It's just too many to keep up with, and there was so many names. But I love this dance sequences, like how they had to go underground and dance their way in. And of course, how most of these Barbie movies end. Genevieve ended up getting married, and I loved her wedding dress. It was so cute. One would have to be Mermaidia. I love Mermaidia. That was actually my favorite out of all the Fairytopia movies, because we actually get to see Elena become a mermaid. So she's been a mermaid, a fairy without no wings. This girl just been doing it all. Okay, she's just been doing it all. If I had to give this movie a 10 out of 10 also. And then the next one is Fairytopia, which is right here. There's Fairytopia. And this is basically the introduction to Elena and the whole fairy world. And she has to go and you know, her little village or whatever, because there is this poison put down there where they cannot where fairies who could fly couldn't fly, and Elena was the only one who could save her. And Laverna, I like the villain in this one. That she was something else. Like, she had all the ambassador fairies, or whatever you want to call them, all the different colors, like blue, yellow, red, green, and so on and so forth, put up there. And like, they had no way of saving themselves, because Laverna was up to the evil plan, and she was up to the evil plan in all these movies. Like Mermaidia, she was trying to get back to her regular form, because in Fairytopia at the end she ends up being a frog. And like in the last movie, she actually gets casted out into rainbows or something. We never hear from her again. I think that's what had happened. So I give Fairytopia a 7 out of 10. The next one is Magic of Pegasus. Annika. And also another fan name I like. And I don't think she gets married at the end, but I think the guy becomes her boyfriend. And the guy villain, I forgot his name. I will put his name right here. But he was also another good villain, but he was so demeaning to women. He had 3 wives and didn't want nothing to do with them. So they were pretty, but then he made them like not so pretty and made them like his slaves. I hate to say it like that, but that was just wrong on his part. But in this movie was also in 3D. She had the cutest little polar bear. I also forgot her name, I think. I will put it right here if I could find it. But yeah, this movie's a 10 out of 10 for me. I love the ice skating. Like, I just love this movie. And then her parents keep telling her, oh wait, let me finish. Her parents keep telling her, don't go outside the castle. And then she goes out the castle, and then this unicorn rescue her. But it turns out it's her sister, Brita. And she's riding on her sister. Like, I find that weird, but okay. The next one is Princess and the Pauper with Erica and Annalise. You know, Erica wears blue. She is actually, I wanted to say they were switched at birth, but they're not, because Annalise is actually a princess and Erica is a seamstress. She was making dresses, and Erica had this jerk of a person looking after her after her parents died, and Annalise just wanted to read her books, and you know, she didn't really want a princess. They actually had a double wedding. I also loved their dresses. I loved them a lot. So I have to give this movie a 10 out of 10. The next one is The Nutcracker. This was actually, I think it was the first Barbie movie or the second. I can't remember, between that and Swan Lake. So this girl, her ending dress, it was so cute. And like, Prince Eric was the guy that she was falling for, and they was like, we gotta find the Sugar Plum Princess, and turns out the Sugar Plum Princess was with them all along, so they didn't really need to do all of that. But I would give this movie a 10 out of 10. You know, the guy with the red, he was kind of rude, and then the other little guy, it's like, we rarely get to see people of color in these movies, and he was kind of one. And we saw one in Diamond Castle, but you don't really see them a lot. That's one thing I would have changed about these movies, because it would have been nice to see somebody that looks like me. So the third movie would have to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel. I loved her Penelope, I think that's her name. Yeah, the dragon. Loved her. I think she was played by Cree Summer. Angelica Houston played in this movie. There was a lot of big actors that played in these movies, but at the end, Rapunzel gets her hair cut and she marries the guy that rescued her, Prince Stefan. He was cute. But, and there's Hobbit or whatever the rabbit is, and she actually has this paintbrush. It was a hairbrush, and it changed into a paintbrush, and she could paint her dresses. I personally loved looking at all the dresses. They were all so pretty. So this movie is a 10 out of 10. So the next movie would have to be the Barbie Diaries. You're like, wow, that movie made it really far up the list. It really did. I love the music. Sky Sweetnam sung this song on there. Can't remember the name of the song, but I've sung it a few times on the channel. But I love that song. Didn't really like how it was animated, but it wasn't animated a different way. I'm pretty sure I would have loved it more. So Barbie has a crush on this guy, and this guy has a girlfriend. Barbie's chasing after a guy that seems kind of unavailable for her, and then she starts dating the guy, and it don't work out. So she gets this diary, and this diary has a, like, you have to wave the bracelet over the diary, and she writes in it, and she's on this journalism show, and she has this person that she's competing against with the other blonde hair, and basically she rats out her black friend. It says like she wears the same clothes, but she numbers her clothes. Like, I didn't like that she did that, and she basically just tells on her friends to get a little popularity for this this news show that they're doing at the school. And turns out Kevin, that's the guy that he liked her, and was putting on the secret admirer notes, and she was thinking it was the other guy, but it was him. And she realizes that when she's dancing with the other guy. And I guess her and Kevin go on a date, or be a couple. But I'd give this movie 8 out of 10 only because of the animation, because that was the worst animation out of all the movies. Like, even the movies that were later, that was mentioned in the beginning of the video, had better animation. This one did not. So for number 1 is Swan Lake. Yes, I love Swan Lake. I love the outfits. I haven't watched the movie in a while, but Odette, she marries the guy at the end, of course. I forgot his name. Rothbart is actually one of my favorite villains, period. He did his job, him and his daughter. I remember that his daughter got sprayed by a skunk and she was stinking, and they turned her into a pig, like as right, like he was talking all that crap. And they turned her into a pig, and she was like, Daddy, make it go away. I'm so sorry. But she said, make it go away, and he couldn't make it go away, and she turned into a bird, and like, basically Odette would get turned into a swan. And also her friend in this movie, also a unicorn, loved her too. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for this movie. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Would you have picked the same order, or would you have did a different order? But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time.